Hi there and welcome back. In this episode, we've got a lot of gold nuggets to share with you again. Things that hopefully you can apply to your business to make a difference for you in terms of making things more efficient, more profitable, ASAP, obviously. So we've got a tip around processes and basically finding more money and reducing expenses in your business. We've got a customer question, which was around how do I get labourers to get excited about their job? So this is from a landscaping business where they've got labourers and their staff turnover so frequently. So how do we get them passionate? Which I'll go through some answers around and response around. We have team member Rusty, one of the Basic Bananas awesome team members. He's going to come in and give us a tip on how to advance a sale, is a nice way of actually saying how to close a sale. So people have these questions and fears or get uncomfortable when it gets to the end of like a sales conversation. Lots of our members and people we work with when they're talking to their customers. So how do you move the call forward and basically close the sale, I guess. And so he's going to share a tip around that. And we've got Aga, one of our team members. He's going to share a book. So Aga looks after marketing and team happiness around here at Basic Bananas. So a really cool book around teams and productivity and so on. And we've got a word of wisdom to close today. So first up, the tip is around processes in your business. Now, what kind of kills me a little bit when it comes to business is process for the sake of process. So what tends to happen as businesses are around for a while, year after year, they develop processes, which is an excellent thing to do. Processes to get stuff done. But what can actually start happening is you can continually do the processes really well and lose track of the outcome you're looking to actually achieve. So what you want to do every now and then is look at it like a spending freeze in a business is a thing that we recommend doing in terms of look at all your expenses, everything you spend money on, and have a review and look at it like a hawk. Basically, every expense, do we need it? Is there a better way to do this? Can we get better rates from suppliers and things? Now, same with your time. Your time is an expense. Every minute in business costs the business money, basically. Every minute you're around, if you're buying a coffee on the way to work, you're an expense. You're buying lunch, every minute you're a resource, and every one of your team members. So look at, okay, the outcomes we're looking to achieve, are we doing the best processes? So with everything, basically it's a good time to go, let's spend a month and review all processes, get all of your team and say, hey, try and find two processes, two things we're doing in the business each that need to be reviewed or could be improved or could be scrapped because we're doing it in some way where we've just started doing it for the sake of doing it, basically. So a good tip there for you to look at to increase efficiency and a nice way to position that with your team. Next up, we're going to drag in Rusty. So let's grab Rusty and see how we close a sale, basically. Let's get this man in. He's a very awesome team member, looks after a lot of our Basic Bananas members and helping them with their marketing and sales processes and all areas of business. So let's get Rusty in here now. Alright, so here we have Rusty, one of our awesome team members here at Basic Bananas headquarters. So what do you think? What's your tip today? I know obviously there's so much we could cover around sales conversations and closing and all these things. So what can we share on this episode?
Well, it's just a simple tip about closing because there is so much focus on closing in the sales process, like how to close the deal, how to draw the conversation to that point where you're ready to say, are you going to do this thing? Are you going to buy it? Are you going to join? Are you going to whatever it is? And this is just a simple tip of a series of questions that you can ask in the lead up to the close, where you kind of build a sense of momentum. And how you do it is you ask questions that you have already created in your mind that you're going to get a yes answer to. So you're pretty sure that you're going to get a yes answer to these questions. So it might be something like a nutritionist. Let's say you've got a nutrition program, someone's come to speak to you about it, and you'd like them to join the program for a month or 6-week program. And so you might say, look, the questions might go something like this. We've identified that you have issues in XYZ area surrounding your nutrition. Do you agree? And they'll go, yeah. And then you might say, can you see that, that if you paid more attention to your nutrition, that this is a potential solution to this problem? And they might say, yes. Or hopefully they say yes. And then you say, can you see that this would be a good place to learn about this? Do you feel like I would be a good person to teach you? And then hopefully they say yes. You've led them through a series of questions where they where they're bound to say yes. And then you get to the point where you go, okay, well, are you ready to join? And at that point, as Christo has always pointed out, that's where you just zip your lips. You don't say anything more. And you hold the tension and see that either offers them the opportunity to potentially raise another objection, where they might say, oh, actually, no, I'm not ready yet, or I don't feel like I've got the money quite yet. And so they can raise another objection, which you can then deal with. Or ultimately what you want is for that momentum to have built to the point where they say, yep, I'm in.
Awesome, very cool. Yeah, and can be applied to pretty much every business. So super cool tip there. And I guess for the viewers thinking about what are those questions, you could list them out, you could have them in front of you as an initial step, so you've got them there as a reminder to use when it's relevant, to use when it flows. So you, like in any sales conversations, you don't want to come across like a robot, so you have them there, you start using them naturally and bringing those in. But if you're trying to make them up on the spot, it might come across a little weird, so it's good to list out a few questions that you could ask that are certain yeses, and then get that momentum as they move towards the big yes.
The big yes, which is the close of the deal.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, no worries. It was fun.
So it's always awesome to hear from Rusty. He's got so much knowledge and so much care for all of our Basic Bananas community, all of the business owners and marketers that he looks after and supports here through Basic Bananas. So super cool to draw knowledge from him, and we'll get him on plenty more future episodes as well, as with other team members as well. So now we had a customer question. It's like, how do I get laborers to get excited and do a good job? Basically, it was worded a little bit kind of all over the place, but I've sort of defined it this way. So how do I get laborers to do a good job and get excited about their work? This is for a listener or a viewer, one of our audience members who has staff turning over all the time in a landscaping business. So it's getting people that might not appear passionate about their job. How do we get them excited? Okay, so a couple of points on this one. I'll go through 4 different points. Number one, make someone responsible for jobs. So if people go out on the job site, if there's 2 team members working, one of them should sign off on the job. So one of them should say, that's complete. They're kind of like the boss of that, to basically sign off at the end of the job, okay, it's done, it's complete. Because if you have 2 people in charge, okay, you're both responsible for making sure this job is done correctly, it's like no one's in charge, no one's responsible. So there's got to be one person, and that's the contact you go to, okay, was that done well? It's so that they feel a little bit of pride, a little bit of ownership in the job as well. And then the other person's kind of like basically has to make sure they've done everything right, because this person's going to sign off on it and report back to you. Show them, number 2, show them that there's progress in the business to advance. Everyone wants to know they can move forward in their role. So maybe if they're starting at the bottom rung as the labourer, they can move to the one who's the job site manager, who's the one that reports back to you. So there's some progress, and as the team grows, they might manage more team. But just letting them know that there will be progress if the business grows and everything goes well, that they can see some sort of path. Maybe they could then advance to doing quotes as well and slowly move up and create some titles for the different levels as people move through. And then maybe one day they're managing job sites and things, versus being on them as well. So show them there's progress. Build culture. So build culture around your team as well. So you want to make sure that people feel a part of something. Like, what are we actually doing here? We're making people's homes better. We're changing people's lives. If when you hear Apple, the team members, they're called geniuses. And the way that they get together and they basically feel that the work that they do is the way they communicate is how many people's lives do we change today? How many people, which is basically helping them with their techie computer stuff, how many people's lives do we change? Well, the same goes for a business with labouring. So how many people's lives did you change? You just changed their whole living environment. Pretty, so feeling a part of a culture and doing something great as part of that business culture. Like, what sort of impact are you making? Number 4 is tap them into the results you're getting for real humans. So a good idea could be to create a customer-loving board, or a board of completed jobs in your workshop or warehouse or whatever you have, where you say jobs complete and you have images of the amazing. You say these are how many people's lives have changed, and you could put the messages, people saying, hey, thanks so much, or write out what they've said, or ask the customers for a testimonial. Put it on these things, so you can use those things like testimonials and before and after shots for marketing materials, but you're also marketing to yourself and to your team the impact you're making for real humans. So you could use it, we call it a customer loving board, where you do these kind of things. So there you go, there's some great tips, 4 tips that you can implement right away to help keep the team more motivated, get them inspired. Now we're going to go and visit team member Aga, who has got a book recommendation for us. So let's scoot across the office and go visit Aga.
Hi everyone, this is our Basic Bananas mini library. We have a book club here at our headquarters where team members can order any books they'd like to read. And this is actually a book I really loved reading recently. It's called Smart Teams, and it's all about how to improve on productivity as a team. So rather than focusing on how to increase your individual productivity, it's about how we can improve on ways that we work together. So it's a really good read for any small business owner, and yeah, check it out.
So thank you, Aga, so much for sharing that book recommendation. And Aga is a bit of a ninja when it comes to team dynamic and making sure the team are happy. She is definitely our team happiness rock star around here. And now we've got a word of wisdom in closing for today. So we're just going to open the Basic Bananas notebook randomly here, which is full of amazing content, quotes and things, and see what word of wisdom. It's a lucky dip this week. Did you know on Venus a day is longer than a year? That is the length of time it takes to complete one whole orbit around the sun. I didn't know that. So there we go. It's not really a word of wisdom. Well, I guess it is. It's a fact. So I'll read it again. Did you know on Venus a day is longer than a year? That is the length of time it takes to complete one whole orbit around the sun. So there we go. We all got a little more smarter. And if we ever move to Venus, there's going to be some really, really long days. So until next time, feel free to send through any questions, any thoughts, any insights, any concerns, anything on any of the Basic Bananas social media channels, and we'll look after you. We answer every single question as fast as we can, or send through any inquiries to Basic Bananas or email admin@basicbananas.com. And hopefully we'll see you at some sort of workshop, online training, anywhere, or on the next episode. Bye for now.